time you had described the Manipur violence in phases. So I think a new phase is, new spell of violence is happening now. How would you analyze this spell of violence, and a lot of explosives and automatic weapons are being used now. So do you think now that the trained people are involved in this conflict?
See, it is like this. There was a lull in the violence. I will not say that there was normalcy. Normalcy will be when the displaced persons are able to go back to their place of origin. That will be normalcy. But there was a decrease in the violence. So, as there was a decrease in the violence, there was a thought process amongst people like us who are we are not in the planning, but we do think and speak out our mind. And similarly with the system, that wherever possible, the people who are in the displaced camp should go back to their origin place. For example, uh, if there is adequate security, today we can send people back to Sugnu and even near Kwakta and even towards Pukhao area and other places. Similarly for the cookies also. So the idea is that the most important thing for people to go back to their place of origin has got three factors. First factor is the security. There should be adequate security so that people are not afraid. Second is there must be dwelling unit, what we call houses, for them to live. And lastly, there should be livelihood. So we were considering as a think tank, I was considering with my friends, we were giving recommendations to people, whosoever was listening to us, as to this is the way to go forward. But now, possibly the people who are perpetrating this crisis does not want the crisis to finish. So they possibly wanted the pot to keep on boiling. That is why they started up this violence. Yes, correct, there are automatic weapons used. There were sophisticated weapons used. Yes, trained personnel are there. And the whole idea is that they must keep the pot boiling for their own benefit. At the end of the day, what they are doing does not really gain community, both the communities. People of both the communities, they want peace. I have visited some 26 displaced persons camp. What everyone is asking me as on today, what I could make out during my talks with them is they want to go back. They want to return to their homes in whatever condition it is. They say that please, we want to return home. So that is it. And another thing also I must bring out, what I felt was people are very, very apprehensive. They are apprehensive of the system. They are apprehensive that in spite of such a huge, large number of security forces, things are still not secure. Now, as we go along, a lot of people keep on telling me that there must be talk between the two groups. I fully agree, there must be talk. Now, as on today, both the sides are not willing to talk. How do we make them talk? And if history was to be really quoted, or if we have to learn a lesson from the history, it is the military actions. It is the action by the security forces which in most of the cases compels the warring groups, compels the people on both, on the either side, on the opposing sides, to come together and talk. Without that, just simply requesting them that please talk, please talk. You all are aware in most of the cases what is happening in many conflicts which are going on even now. There is no talk at all because there is not adequate pressure on the both the parties to come and talk. So the pressure has to be really applied on them to make them talk. Otherwise, then only they will start. Today they are, like, let us take example of what happened 3 days back. We have lost lives. We have on both the sides. But the fact is, whosoever started this incident has got scot-free. No one has been caught, no one has been punished. So he thinks that he still enjoys the immunity and nothing can happen to him. So he will again try it elsewhere. So the idea is that there must be some sort of a deterrence for him not to do again. And that deterrence can only be imposed not by anybody, me or you or anyone. It can only be imposed by the security forces. I'm not saying the security forces are not doing their job. They're doing an excellent job, having been in the services. It's a very, very difficult task. It's definitely not easy. But however, till the time there is a fear in their mind that if I do this, I will be punished, I will be held up, I will be restricted, my independence will be curbed. This is going to continue for quite some time. Last time when I spoke about phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 was, say, the first 10 days till about 12th of May was the day when the Cookie MLA submitted application for a separate administration. And phase 2 started, like I said, on the night 27th, 28th of May. Between these two phases, there was a concurrent struggle going on, in the sense that there was a group which was trying to internationalize the conflict, the crisis, by going to various international forums. That was continuing, and that still continues even today. As far as this is concerned, I don't think this is a new phase. This is just one of those to keep the pot boiling. The new phase will possibly start off once the monsoons are over and the dry spell comes in, when in the military we call it the campaigning season. Here it cannot be a classical campaigning season, but it definitely facilitates military operations when there is no more rain. So and by then the poppy would have been harvested, and whatever little cultivation which is being done by the farmer also would have been harvested. That is the time when it's going to be deadly. There is, again I come back to my first talk, that the whole idea was, before the winter sets in, facilitate maximum internally displaced person to return to their place of origin, so that the burden is reduced, because winter is going to be very, very difficult, and winter may see a new round of fighting.